This is the 2024 GMC Acadia Denali, and in this video, we'll take a look at it inside and out. My name is Joko, and welcome to Urban Auto Adventures. Before we start with the video, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button down below if you like these types of videos. It would really mean a lot to me. And just hit the like button while you're down there for the YouTube algorithm. Now back to the 2024 GMC Acadia. Overall, the GMC Acadia has actually received quite a big facelift compared to the 2023 model, with an increased size overall of the entire vehicle, as well as many interior improvements as well. Starting off here with our hood, we have a very typical hood design reminiscent of the GMC Acadia, leading towards the front of the vehicle. LED daylight running lights, LED headlights, as well as LED fog lights right here. At the center of the vehicle, we have a chrome looking plastic here for our front grille with the GMC emblem in the center, as well as a front facing camera right here. Right below that, we have yet another high gloss grand piano trim grille underneath here as well, with our forward collision sensor right here in the center, and overall a very stylish and sportish looking front spoiler. And thank you to Darcy Buick and GMC here in Joliet, Illinois for lending me one of their vehicles so I can do a walk around video. I'll put a link to their website down in the description below if you want to check it out. Now back to the video. Overall, the 2024 GMC Acadia Denali has received a 10.6-inch increase in its overall length, a 3.2-inch increase in its overall height, and also an 80% increase in the cargo space behind the third row, as well as a 36% increase in cargo space behind the second row. All of that being said, it is 204 inches in length, 80 inches wide, 71 to 72 inches tall, with a ground clearance of 6.8 inches. Looking at the side end from these dimensions, we can tell that the Acadia is actually a perfectly sized vehicle for those of us that want to have a larger family-sized vehicle that can actually fit in your garage. Now starting off with our wheels, we have 20-inch wheels with disc brakes in the front and in the back. Regarding the trim, we kind of have a separation of two colors here. We have a high gloss black trim on the bottom here, with a body color trim here on our fenders, which give it a little bit of an elegant style. Next, we have the Denali emblem right here, leading towards our side view mirrors. The side view mirrors are bicolored. We have a body color on top, as well as a high gloss plastic here underneath. They are power folding, auto dimming, have blind spot detection, are heated as well, and we also have a camera here from underneath to help with the 360 view for the vehicle, as well as the blind spots. Next, we have our door handles, and we have a nice combination of chrome trim around the door handles, as well as the front here has the same color as our body, which again adds to that elegance. Next, we have a chrome trim around our windows with high gloss black piano trim columns here on the doors. And on top of the vehicle, we also have these nice bi-colored roof rails. We have high gloss black trim here in the front and in the back, and chrome in the middle of the roof rails to give it again a little bit of an elegant style. But moving towards the back of the vehicle, keen observers may have noticed some of the cosmetic changes compared to the previous 2023 model, but to the rest of us, this is actually a very good looking, elegant yet sportish GMC Acadia Denali. Starting off at the top, we have this very sportish spoiler with our LED brake light right here, a huge rear window with our rear window wiper. We have this very nice high gloss grand piano style trim spanning from one side to the other, with the Denali emblem in the center, as well as our LED taillights kind of embedded into the trim here as well. Backup camera right here, the Acadia emblem on this side, as well as the GMC emblem on this side. Our rear bumper is kind of split into two parts as well. We have a high gloss grand piano trim on top with our proximity sensors. And right below that, we have this very nice chrome bumper, chrome spoiler with our two exhausts, but 4 exhaust tips coming out of the back to add a little bit of a sportish look to the overall elegant style of the Acadia Denali. To open up the liftgate, all you do is you push on the rubberized button right here, and as you can see, we have an automatic liftgate. The opening that you get with the GMC Acadia is actually fairly wide here, with plenty of space for your daily groceries here, even with the third row seats up. If you want even more storage space, you also get this additional storage compartment here underneath the flooring. Coincidentally, this is also where you can find your spare tire, and you have a diagram here indicating that you need to remove the plastic nuts here on top of this so that you can remove the entire compartment, and then you can have access to the spare tire. If you don't need that, you simply close it and it latches into place. Next, you have hooks on both sides here to hook different things if you want, and you also have a 12-volt outlet here as well if you want to connect like a mini fridge or something like that. And if you need even more space for say longer road trips and you don't necessarily need the third row seats up, you can actually lower them by pushing and holding on the button controls here on the passenger side of the vehicle. You can lower them one by one, simply push and hold, and that will lower the seat, and then you do the other one. It's as simple as that. And now you actually have even more room here for you to store even longer or larger items. If this space is not enough, you can also lower the second row here, and you can do that also from back here, which is very convenient. By simply pushing the button and holding it, it will recline the second row seats, and now you have this even bigger space here for storing even bigger and larger items. If you want to put up the seats again in their original position, for the second row you'll have to go around, but it's very simple. You simply go around and you lift the seat in its position. As simple as that. For the third row, you can come back here and you can raise them electronically by pushing and holding the button. And then you raise the headrests, push on the button to automatically close the liftgate, and that's pretty much it. The 2024 GMC Acadia Denali comes in a 2.5-liter inline 4-cylinder turbocharged engine that, combined with the front-wheel drive as well as the 8-speed automatic transmission, puts out 328 horsepower or 326 pound-feet of torque. In addition to that, all of the trim levels also come with options for an all-wheel drive, but the front-wheel drive has pretty much been standardized throughout all trim levels, although you get an all-wheel drive standard with the AT4 trim level. Now what you also want to know is where you put your windshield washer fluid, and it's sitting right here in the front, away from the engine bay compartment, so you don't spill any windshield washer fluid all over your engine. The interior of the 2024 GMC Acadia Denali is where this vehicle shines the most. Now, as you saw from the exterior, the dimensions of this particular model are significantly larger, have been improved actually compared to the 2023 model. That means more comfort on the interior. Of course, you have the Denali package, which with it brings a lot of the premium features and materials into this model, such as the perforated leather seats with the signature white stitching on our seats as well, the Denali embroidered here on our headrest. We also have very nice wood-alike trim here on our dashboard, on the center console, white stitching on our dashboard, this very nice and soft leather here on our dashboard, a panoramic sunroof which comes standard now throughout all trim levels compared to being an option on a few trim levels on the 2023 models. And we have a huge upgrade with our infotainment system, which has been transformed into this very nice and elegant 15-inch touchscreen display where you can control all of your safety and convenience features. In addition to that, GMC have also removed the gear selector, which was right here in our center console, and moved it as a lever here behind the steering wheel, which we'll take a look at in a minute on how it works. Moreover, the Acadia Denali actually comes with a ton of safety and convenience features such as lane departure warning, lane keep assist, forward collision warning, and so on. Without further ado, let's take a look at a few of them. Starting off with our passenger seat. We have a fairly sized glove box compartment with a hard plastic interior. You can definitely store your owner's manual as well as a few more things here away from sight. Right above it, we have this, like I said, darker wood trim with the Denali emblem engraved into it right there, which is a very cool touch. This very nice soft leather with the white stitching leading towards our 15-inch very high responsive touchscreen display, which is our infotainment system. Now, this is the biggest update that we see in the 2024 model compared to the 2023 models. Most of the safety and convenience features will be accessible through your touchscreen display, which is kind of a good thing and a bad thing depending on where you stand with, technology, I guess. In addition to that, the infotainment system also comes with Google Alexa as well as Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You can also change your ambient lighting colors from here, which is very cool. Right below the infotainment system, we have physical buttons to control some of our climate control units if you don't want to use the touchscreen display of the infotainment system, which is very convenient. Right below that, we have this very nice center console with the wood trim here on top. You just push this forward and it stays like that. We have wireless phone charging on this side, as well as a regular USB and a USB-C charging port here on this side, with a smaller storage compartment, I guess, for your keys. Right behind that, we have 2 cup holders and a very nice and comfortable leather wrapped armrest. If you open up the armrest, you get even more storage in the form of this tray with a rubber cover on the inside and a deeper compartment here for even more storage, which is very convenient. For our driver, you get a heads-up display, a 11-inch digital instrument cluster, a very nice heated steering wheel with the Denali signature white stitching on the inside, and the tips of paddle shifters, as well as buttons below the paddle shifters to control some of the infotainment system, as well as the menu on your digital instrument cluster. You also get physical buttons on the front of the steering wheel to control some of your other convenience features, such as your adaptive cruise control, your forward collision warning, your heated steering wheel, and like I said, your infotainment system. Right behind the steering wheel, we have another control module where you can access your electronic park brake. This is your drive mode selector, where you can select your drive modes, your engine auto start and stop, as well as your brightness of the lights here on your dashboard, as well as the infotainment system. The gear selector, which was previously here in the center console on the previous models, GMC have replaced it with this lever here behind the steering wheel, and it's simple. You pull and down for drive, up for reverse, and then you simply push the button to put it in park. When it comes to our seats, we have these very nice and very comfortable perforated leather seats with Denali signature white stitching here on the top. The Denali emblem embroidered here in our headrest. They're heated, they're cooled. We have power adjustments, we have power lumbar, we have memory for up to 2 people here on the driver's side, no memory on the passenger side. Like I said before, this vehicle comes with a ton of storage capabilities. You have storage inside the door in the form of this compartment, as well as a bottle holder here, and you even get even more storage underneath the center console with a couple of 12-volt outlets there as well, which is very convenient. Now, in addition to that, you also get these sunglass holders, like I said, a panoramic sunroof, a premium Bose sound system, active noise cancellation, as well as ambient lighting throughout the entire car. And last but not least, you also get a tilted and sliding moonroof. Now let's jump into the second row. Sitting in the second row of the 2024 GMC Acadia Denali, you are actually just as comfortable as you are as sitting in the front seats. And one of the reasons is because you get some of the same convenience features that you get in the front seats. In addition to that, you also get even more storage. You get ample storage capabilities here around you, since we have 2 captain chairs. You get storage also here inside the door in the form of this compartment, a shallower compartment right here that you can either place your phone or whatnot, pockets behind the driver and the passenger seat, as well as storage inside your center console. Your center console, you also get 2 cup holders, and this is also where you can control your climate for your second row seaters here in the back as well. Right below that, you get 2 USB-C charging ports, as well as a 120-volt house outlet with a little bit of a deeper storage compartment right beneath it, which is very convenient. Next are our seats, and we have these very nice and comfortable perforated leather seats, which are also heated. We also have the signature white stitching here in the back as well, as you can see, an armrest. Now, they're not power adjusted, but you still are able to move them forward and backward, and if you want even more comfort, you can even recline it. In addition to that, you also get LED lights here throughout the back, these very cool ceiling vents here on top, as well as the premium Bose sound system, which makes it, again, just as comfortable as sitting in the front seats. Sitting in the third row here of the 2024 GMC Acadia Denali, you are actually more comfortable than you would think. At least I am, for a person of my build. Yes, of course, I have the seat in front of me, the captain chair in front of me, moved a little bit forward so I can, fit more comfortably here. And with the seat in that position, I get a tiny little bit of leg room, but you still get plenty of headroom here in the back, as you can see. I imagine if you put the seat even more forward, you would get even more space. That is kind of irrelevant because I don't think this is meant to be for adults sitting here in the back, and I definitely wouldn't recommend it, especially for longer road trips, because it wouldn't be as comfortable as sitting in the second row or the first row, obviously. Despite all of that, you still get a little bit of extra storage here to the side in the form of these compartments, and you get 2 USB-C charging ports here in the back as well for your extra convenience. Additionally, you get LED lights here in the back as well, and vents to get some air here in the back as well. And if there is no one sitting in the captain chair in front of you, you have a couple options to get out. You can either go in between the seats and go out like that, or you can push on a button that is on the inside here of the seat, which you simply push, will release and unlatch the seat, move it forward so you can exit with ease. Now you have the same button on the outside of the seat for individuals or for kids that want to enter the third row and push the button by themselves, which is why the button is actually fairly low, which is very convenient. But the opening here is fairly large. Now you just close it. And thank you for watching this far. Make sure that you hit the like, share, subscribe button down below if you don't want to miss any future video uploads. If you want to see more amazing car videos, hit the thumbnail right there, and I'll see you in our next one. Cheers.